The fascinating different lives of a man named Lunsford Lane.
The amazing story of a black man whose ingenuity and will found a way out of enslavement in Raleigh, and he couldn't stop fighting until his family was free as well. As we celebrate Black History Month, Joel Brown talks to the local author, shining new light on Lane's life.
You can still find him in Raleigh, the name Lunsford Lane emblazoned on that historical marker on Edenton Street, or here on Hillsborough Street on these poles. There's Lunsford Lane's picture. But his remarkable life is too much to capture on any street-side pole.
In some ways, Lunsford is a forgotten celebrity. Most of this would have been houses like the Haywood House.
NC State history professor Craig Friend spent years researching the life and celebrity of Lunsford Lane. Born enslaved in Raleigh in 1803, toiling as a house servant at the downtown Raleigh plantation of Sherwood Haywood. Lunsford's father, Edward, was enslaved just yards away at John Haywood's estate. The brothers Haywood were prominent state power brokers of the time.
Then this block was another brother, and then the next block was another brother. And so all four brothers, it was all Haywoods.
Lunsford used that proximity to power and money along with his father's idea for smoking tobacco as an entryway to freedom.
He starts selling tobacco with his father's help. His father actually comes up with the idea of flavoring poor quality tobacco and making more of a profit from it. Lunsford has access to the legislators. And so he sells tobacco every morning to legislators coming into the Capitol.
It takes him a decade, but Lunsford saves enough to purchase his freedom, buying himself from the now cash-strapped widow of his enslaver for $1,000, $34,700 in today's money. But Lunsford had a family, a wife, 5 children, still in bondage in Raleigh. He stays in the city to earn and save enough money to buy them too.
Lunsford begins raising money towards that end, but in the early fall of 1840, he's approached by 2 men who are magistrates in the city of Raleigh who tell him he has to leave.
Lunsford's emancipation put him at odds with North Carolina law. He could remain free, but he had to leave the state permanently. He'd only raised enough money to purchase his daughter. He does. They take the train north to New England, where Lunsford becomes a celebrity on the speaker's circuit, giving speeches to white abolitionists.
After every single talk he gives, he passes around the hat, asking for money to save his family. The thing he taps into is not anti-slavery, but pro-family. He has to save his family.
Finally armed with enough money to buy his wife and remaining children, Lunsford returns to Raleigh. But his stardom in anti-slavery circles in the North ignited a fiery backlash at home. Hours after purchasing his freedom, an angry white mob kidnaps Lunsford. He's taken to the Raleigh gallows, where he's tarred and feathered. Lunsford's life is spared. He and his family depart Raleigh together the next morning. 23 years later, slavery now abolished in the U.S., Lunsford Lane returned, and Black Raleigh hailed him a hero. They had heard this story of him buying his freedom and coming back to get his family, and the lynch mob and the tarring and the feathering. They heard all of that.
Yes, and so his story mattered. I wrote the book because I thought he was worthy of being remembered.
And Professor Friend's book should be released sometime next year. The working title, Becoming Lunsford Lane, The Lives of an American Aeneas. In Raleigh, I'm Joel Brown, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.